Welcome back into Sports Connection. Joining us now is the Glasgow Scotties softball squad. We got head coach Miss Katie Arbet. We got Micah Muhlenkamp, and we have Shallon Fields. Ladies, how are y'all doing today? Good. Thank you all for joining us today. Coach, new season for the Lady Scotties so far. Just kind of talk about the roster construction because you all are a very, kind of young team there, and how it's been going for you all so far this season.
Yeah, we are incredibly young. We've got 17 players, and out of those 17, we have 10 middle schoolers that are playing. So they played big roles early on. The good thing, though, is I've been coaching those middle schoolers. This is going into my third season for some of them. So we are young, and obviously playing middle school and high school is completely different, but it's not like this is a new system for them. So we're young and experienced when we come to, you've got 12-year-old in middle school and then, 16-year-old for high school. So we're young in that aspect, but we're not young in the system that I've built and created since I've been here.
And Coach, that's, I'm a cup half full guy. That's something very promising for the future of the Lady Scotties softball. But we're in the present, and we've got one of your two seniors with us here. And we'll start with her, Micah Muhlenkamp. Micah, I think you're on first base?
Yes, first base.
What do you like about first base?
I mean, to be honest, there's not a lot of action over there. I just kind of have to catch the ball, and then I get the out, and then it's a good day for me.
Hey, but you got to be the dependable one, though. You got to make sure you get the catch.
I can get the catch. I think I've had one ground ball this year, so, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice over there. Nice, chill area.
Shallon, for you, junior season, how long have you been playing softball, and kind of what made you get into softball?
I've been playing for about 9 years, and just all my friends used to play, so that really drove me to join them.
Okay, Shallon, was the last weekend the first ground ball to the throat that you've ever
Kind of walk us through what happened there with that.
Well, it was a nice hot shot, and it popped up right before me and knocked my mask off.
But you pulled through, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't get knocked out the game. She's tough and strong. Michael, for you, like Brian said, one of the two seniors on the squad, being, one of the two oldest on the team, from a leadership standpoint, how have you been dealing with that and trying to, help bring along all the young girls on the team?
I think it's really important for us to keep a positive mindset. So important for me and the other senior, we like to keep just a positive aspect in the dugout, make sure we're cheering, make sure we're up. And because we played very well have a positive thing going into the game. And so it's just important to keep that energy up. And I think we do pretty good about trying to keep the energy up throughout the teammates and the younger ones. Sometimes they can get down on themselves because they are so young, and it's very difficult because they're playing people that are 5 years older than them. So it's important to make sure that they keep up in their own heads and just help them out.
Katie, you spoke about your system, and some of these young girls had been in this system for a few years, and like we were alluded to, that's going to be a great building aspect of your future teams and your teams today. But how would you describe your coaching style?
I think it's kind of changed a little bit over the years, as it always does. I don't think it's good to be the same coach throughout the years, but I think this year, being so young and learning some lessons from last year is keeping up with that positive energy. So, because I'm a big practice girl, I'm super competitive. I've always been that way, so that was my original coaching style of let's go out 150% every day, which we still want. We want to go all out every time that we play, but we've incorporated a couple things to help keep that energy. The girls, we have a bingo chart. And they love the bingo. If you ever come to a game, you might hear them yell, "That's a bingo space." Sydney,
cool.
One of our seniors, had a dive and catch the other day from center field, and I heard Micah from first base. There's a bingo space. So incorporating things like that just to help keep that positive energy is something that I've found is really, really good to help implement into the system.
I love that.
So who's the first one to say yell out bingo this year when you got a 4 in a row, whatever it is?
The first bingo kind of popped up on us out of nowhere, so nobody there, but this last one, I think they're all pretty aware of where we're at now. So this last one, Micah called it out when Sydney had that catch, and then our like free spaces energy all game, and they were real quick after the game was like we were high the whole game. That's a bingo space. So they're all kind of keeping a close eye on what we have left to fill that card.
For sure, that's awesome. You know, kind of piggybacking off of the youngest of the team, you know, 2 seniors that you have here. Do you kind of depend on them and yourself to, you know, kind of, you know, be those leaders and help, you know, with these young girls? I mean, like you said, they are 12, 13 years old playing against 16, 17-year-old girls. You know, how do you tackle that?
I definitely rely on them. Micah, Sydney, the other senior who's not here, they are the biggest cheerleaders for our younger girls. Anytime we're down or somebody's struggling, like I can hear Micah in the dugout, I can hear Sydney from center field. Shallon's a little more quiet, but she is like the girls go to Shal. So I really rely on them to help pick up those younger girls, because coming from me, it might be one thing, but it's a little, I think they relate probably to them a little more. So I'm always turning around like, okay, is Micah cheering? Like, where are we at? Where are they at? So I really, really rely on those upperclassmen.
Micah, what do you find is, you know, up there, like top mentoring topics? Like, what are these younger girls, what are they wanting to know more about the game of softball? What do they need to work on the most?
I really think it's all about like your mentality and how we look at the game. If we go out there and we try and have fun with it, we do a lot better than if we go out there and we're in our head about our last at bat, or we did this, or we need to do this or that or whatever. It's really about all just trying to go out there and do what we know, because they're good players. They're very good, and they just have to be able to get out of their own heads and just play the game of softball and have fun with it.
Shallon, for you, you know, we got about a month left in the regular season here, a little under, time's flying. But, you know, for you, what do you all have to do to finish this last month out strong in your, what do you think that you all have to do?
We really need to continue to come together, and as we like to say, we have all the pieces, we just need to put them together, and we've been starting to put them together, we just need to continue to put it together.
Absolutely. All right. So if you girls can name one player, who's the funniest player on the team, who would you say that would be? Or who makes the most jokes on the team?
Yeah.
Definitely Taya Lightfoot. She's a eighth grader. Eighth grader. Yeah.
Who's the most competitive on the team?
All of us? Yes. Yeah. We had
Good
a practice
answer.
the other day, and we did the Olympics, and that became a very competitive practice.
Yes, they are very, very competitive.
Yeah, especially within each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, this kind of leaves this last question for you. You know, I just asked Shallon, but in your mind, what do you ought to do to wrap up this last month of the season strong?
Yeah, I think what she said is something that we've been kind of reiterating or like preaching after the games. We're starting to get there. We have, one game we'll have like 3 innings where we're just like super solid, 4 innings where we're super solid, and then we'll have another game where it's like the end of the game instead of the beginning of the game. So we've got the pieces that are starting to get there. We're starting to connect hits together. We're starting to make some of those big plays that you need, like Sydney's diving catch, Shallon's ball to the throat. We're starting to get some of those things. So if we can put it all together in one game instead of like breaking it up game by game, that will make us super successful going down the road. And we're getting there. So
Absolutely. Well, good luck to you all the rest of the season, and thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.
Lady Scotties.
But don't go anywhere. We got more Sports Connection right after the break.